one among them who will become nervous for the job interview? You are trying hard to make a good first impression and impress a potential employer with your skills and knowledge. And you may often come across the common and first question, tell me about yourself. You may be wondering if they want to know about your personal life or your professional life and how much information you should share. This question can feel intimidating, but it does not have to be something to work about. So when you're not sure about how and what to answer, there is a simple guideline to help you prepare for this question and will help you answer this during an interview. You are going to want the person to see you are a professional and as a person. You may know how to get across your professional qualifications such as your work experience and educational background. Getting them to know you as a person is more challenging. You still want to be professional and respectful but human as well. This can be a tough question to answer, and if you struggle to come up with an answer, you're not alone. Many people do not take this question seriously during the interview. The tell me about yourself question is a chance to show that you are the best person for this job. In this article, I'm going to help you go over the steps to answer this question and give you examples when asked to tell the employer about yourself. You will learn how to impress employers and get more job opportunities. All of this is possible by answering a simple question. You will learn some ways to answer this question and set a good impression for the remainder of the interview. There are several reasons why all the interviewer asks the question, tell me about yourself. Break the ice. The hiring manager will often begin the interview by asking and wanting you to tell them about yourself and to build rapport. You can begin to talk about yourself and you may begin to feel at ease. It is also less stressful than beginning with questions about why you should get the job and what sets you apart from other candidates. During this time, you can give the hiring manager a summary of your skills and your background as it relates to the job. You can give them some insight into you as a person. You can give them an overview of how your experiences are relevant to this position and how you are qualified for this. Answering questions. Getting to know you is not the only reason why a hiring manager will ask you to tell them about yourself. They want to check how much confident and how you deal when asked an open-ended question. It is not easy for all to answer this type of question. If you are able to answer an open-ended question, it shows that you can think on your feet and shows a lot about your ability. This can help you communicate with co-workers and managers on the job. Communication skills are needed for just about any job, so you need to know how to speak to others. Other forms of tell me about yourself. There are some other questions that are similar to tell me about yourself. They may be worded differently, but they are asking you the same thing. There are several ways that a hiring manager can ask this question, but they are looking for the same information. I have reviewed your resume, but can you tell me more about yourself? This will give you the chance to expand on your education and other accomplishments that you have put on your resume. You can also add professional experiences at this time and your drive and motivation. I would love to hear more about your journey. To answer this question, you can begin with your education and why you choose to study or work in that specific field. Given examples to show how you are suitable for that role. You can also talk about previous employment from entry level to what you do at your current position. Give me more details about your background. Here, you can once again go into detail about your education and your work experience. You should go for the main points and do not ramble on. Answering, tell me about yourself. When asked this question, there is some advice on how to answer it and what the employer is looking for an answer. Do some research. Before you begin to think about any answer, you want to look up the company and find out some information. This way, you can develop a response that meets the position that you have applied for. This will give you a good starting point to answer these questions. Customize. While you may get inspiration from previous answers, you need to answer this question based on the position you are applying for and the values of the company. Your answer should relate to the visions of the company and the qualifications needed for the position. You should look at the skills and qualifications you have and relate them to the role you are applying for as well as the overall goals of the organization. Experience and accomplishments. This will allow you to speak about some of the things that you have accomplished. It will also show why you are good for this position. You can talk about past work experience and what you're currently doing and why you applied to this job. You can also speak about the vision for your future with this company. Be on point. You can talk about your accomplishments but keep the conversation going. Highlight your skill relates to the position. You should not mention all of the details but speak about the key points. Pay attention to the interviewer and if they begin to look bored, wrap things up right away. Non-verbal communication. Body language can be used to help you communicate effectively. You need to watch your actions as well as your words. Sit up straight in the chair and do not slouch. You can use hand gestures when you are answering questions. Rehearse. Before going on the interview, practice answering this question. You can get your thoughts in order and you will become more confident when asked to speak about yourself. What not to say when asked, tell me about yourself. While there are some good answers to this question, there are also some not so good answers that you should avoid using. Do not ask for additional information. The interviewer should not have to clarify this question for you. You should not ask if they want to know about education, life, or work experiences. This question is pretty straightforward and you should already have some information planned out. Keep it professional. Since you're on a job interview, keep things relevant to your education and experiences. You do not have to talk about your personal life. While you may have welcomed your new child or finished a marathon, it does not tell them how you are at work. Keep things relevant to the profession and the position. Do not retell your resume. The hiring manager has already seen your resume. They do not need you to retell them what was on it. They just want some highlights and some main accomplishments. When answering this question, do not tell them about your entire life. Get to the point and show off what you have done. Do not allow your answer to go on for too long or go into details that are not related to the position. Be proud. Many people do not speak of their accomplishments. They do not communicate how their skills and experience fit these positions. You are harming yourself if you are too humble. You also do not want to come across as arrogant. You can tell how your past work experiences have made you qualified for this position. Read in order. Many people will go over the accomplishments listed in their resumes. This can become boring and repetitive to the interviewer. When talking about this information, begin with the most current information and important accomplishments. This will keep the answers relevant and will keep the interview from going on too long. The perfect answer for a candidate with experience. wrong thing for an experienced candidate to say. Example for someone new to the workforce. When going on an interview, you need to walk in there with confidence. You know your strength and need to focus on that. You also need to banish any negative thoughts that you may have. Don't focus on the result as you don't have control on it. Most people do get nervous when they go on an interview and can even be nervous speaking to someone new. That is why we need to be well prepared. The job question, "Tell me about yourself," is one of the most frequently asked questions, and it is also one of the first questions that is asked. You may feel this question is quite simple to handle, but keep in mind that result of the interview depends on your answers. It will also make the first impression on the hiring manager. You now have some information to help you prepare for this question and some suggestions on how to answer it. On the next job interview, use what you have learned and best of luck. Now, it's time to leave a comment below. Which point did you like the most?